My next guest is a rising star from the West End to the soap world to taking over Hollywood. Her next series, Geek Girl, has recently launched on Netflix. Let me introduce my beautiful friend, Emily Carey. You may know her from her epic role in HBO's House of the Dragon, but Emily and I go way back to our days as sisters in The Sound of Music. Listen to this week's episode as we take a trip down memory lane and talk about how life has changed a lot. I absolutely loved this chat. Emily and I worked together years ago, and even though our careers have taken us in completely different directions, it just goes to show that our friendship, relationship, sisterhood, whatever you want to call it, hasn't changed one little bit. So here's this week's episode of Not Fazed with Faye, with the one and only Miss Emily Carey. I can't believe you're here.
I know, like, what is going on?
It's been 10 years.
Over a decade.
Over a decade since we were together. My sister from another mister. From Sound of Music at the Open Air Theatre in Regent's Park, which was, to me, such a special job.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I truly understood the value of what it was at the time. I was in a really weird place. Like, I just finished an 18-month tour of Legally Blonde.
Insane.
That was right. Like, that was
Absolutely
cray-cray.
insane.
And then I came into this job and I don't think I understood how amazing it was. I don't think I was worthy of the people around me. I don't think there was a lot of amazing people around me.
It was a really good group.
And then the fact that I was with the likes of yourself and I was like, wait, you're a mini-me. I love you.
Literally the same.
Gravitated towards one another.
100%.
And that was it.
No, it was a beautiful production, like magical. I mean, the theatre itself is just stunning.
But did you feel that way at the same time, same as me? Like, did you feel it was special? Because there was an age gap. So theatre at that age, you know, you're taking on such a huge job. We all are, but you're so like vulnerable and so. I'm not being condescending. I adore you, but to be 10. And to be taking on those roles, I mean, they have to tell the viewers and the listeners at home that this isn't your first rodeo. You made your West End debut in Shrek the Musical.
I did
as
indeed.
mini Princess Fiona, baby Fiona.
I was baby Shrek.
No, you weren't.
I was actually baby Shrek, and I understudied Fiona, and I went on.
I didn't know you did baby Shrek. Did you go on for baby Shrek?
I was baby Shrek. That was my job. That was what I was paid to do. And then I went on as baby Fiona once in 7 months.
I mean, that job. It was a great job.
It was a great first job. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't get more fun than that.
Exactly. Oh no, I loved that show. I got to do that tour for a year. That was before Corrie as well. So I just loved that time.
Wow.
But Princess Fiona was just interesting because she was just...
Interesting in what sense?
Allowed to be ugly.
Yeah.
Allowed to be anything she wanted to be, and no one could say, actually, no. It just is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, cut a long story short. So we've done the 10 years. Mm-hmm. And how is life now?
What a question. Life
is jam-packed.
Life is good. Like, I'm very content. Like, I feel like it's been a weird couple of years. Mm-hmm. Everything's been sort of flipped on its head. But I feel like, especially in the last year, like last year was a really big year for me. I feel like I found my feet. I think, knock on wood.
No, I know. You've always been so, like, chill.
Me?
Yeah.
Chill?
Yeah, so, like, I'm just going to go with it.
Okay,
like
a swan. My feet underneath
exactly. No, but that's the best way to do it. And that is what you're just like me, sister.
So true. So true.
Just be that swan, look as elegant as you possibly can, and then underneath there's a panic.
Yeah.
Because we can talk about, you know, the fact that this industry isn't easy. Mm-hmm. And I think with every, just an audition, the worst version of you comes out.
Yeah.
And then you end up being this, like, negative, really, like, you just go places in your head that you don't need to go for your soul. Like, you don't need that. But we do it because it's kind of a part of the process.
Yeah. You
do the audition and you get to where you get to, and it is what it is. And you either let it eat you alive, or, you know, you win, you get the job. Awesome. If you don't, how do you deal with that? Because people don't realize there's so many no's.
Oh, so many no's. Like, literally so many no's. It's insane. God, how do I deal with that? I don't know. I think because I've been doing it for such a long time, you do just sort of learn. Like, as awful as that is to say, it is just something that you learn to cope with through experience, but also you kind of have to grieve it, I guess, allowing yourself to process the no rather than being like, oh, I didn't get it. Okay, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. You sort of have to sit with it for a second.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no point being like, oh, I'm so driven that it doesn't matter to me, and whatever's next is so much more important. It's just, it is what it is. And you know what? I totally believe in everything's meant to be.
100%.
I believe you're meant to be here with me today. I do.
I agree
I'm
too.
so happy that you're here. Sorry, this is more for us than anyone else.
Genuinely.
I've just missed you. I've missed your energy.
It's been a decade.
I think I'm going to have to go back because people won't know that I was so maternal and protective.
You really were.
Over the kids that were a part of
and
that
there was
production.
so many of us children.
So it got separated into 3 different groups. So there was a different set of kids on for every other night, so that it was fair and also it was up to equity standards and it was legal. Yeah, thanks. And we had Do Re Mi.
Yeah,
you're welcome. You obviously. And you were Group Ray.
I was,
and I just the whole rehearsal process was just, I didn't speak to any of the adults. I literally was with
just us.
You.
Yeah.
You, the kids, that was it. I think we had, great direction from Rachel Kavanagh and crazy choreography, which was insane from Alistair David. And I loved it, personally felt really challenged, but I just didn't have a social life. It was like the kids dance.
We were the social life.
You were my social life. I was like, there's no party in any other room but the kids' room. All the chaperones. I'd be like, hey, you ready for the show? Let's get turned on. I would just be like coming in for the energy. Like, you guys gave me everything I needed.
We were just so happy to be there. Like, we were having the time of our lives. Like, it was for me at least, it was the job of dreams in the sense of coming from Shrek, where it was just the 2 of us in a team. Yeah. Working on a show where there was so many other kids. Like, it was just, we were just feeding off of each other. It was great.
And the kids that we all obviously loved and all of us have either stayed in contact with, made best friends with, or actually just naturally you end up just going your own way and new projects come up and you meet new friends. Is there anyone from the show that you loved, connected with? You don't have to say me because I know I'm obviously number one.
That goes without saying,
but
of course.
Anyone else who you have kept in contact with or you just love or is just, someone who you resonate with and has stayed by your side?
Yeah, well, it's funny you should say that because I've just worked with the fabulous Mia Jenkins, who was my Louisa. And like, that's just, it's mad. We hadn't seen each other in, again, like 10 years and then ended up working together, and she's brilliant. And
she's the same age as you?
She's a little bit older, a couple years older, but she plays Lexi in Geek Girl.
And this is the next project that you're doing.
Which is very exciting, yes.
Can we talk a little bit about the fact that you're like going to take over Netflix? Anytime soon?
I don't know about takeover. I just
hope
people watch it.
They will. Have they seen your face? Have you seen your face?
Stop it right now.
Stop it. Carry on.
Well, anyway, it's very, very exciting. I mean, alongside Mia, we've got an amazing, amazing group of people. Like, the cast is phenomenal. So.
And how long has it taken to get that all together? And when should we expect to see that on the screen?
Well, it's been, I think, quite a short process in the sense of it's been less than a year since we wrapped to then release, which is quite fast. But with a show like this, I think it works. I mean, we spent 2 months shooting in London and then we did a month in Canada.
So 3 months in all?
3 months in all.
That's kind of normal for a first series, really.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then I can't give a specific date, unfortunately. But it's
TBC,
going to be out
guys, TBC.
very soon. Like it's so soon it gives me goosebumps.
I'm so excited for
I can't wait. I mean,
I feel like this is the beginning of you. because if people who don't know Emily Carey, and they should, because to me, when we were working together, she shone. She was beautiful, amazing, talented. Then we saw you catapult onto the big screen, and you were young Wonder Woman.
I was
Casually, guys, it's fine because, DC Comics, they decided to get their hands on her. And you've gone on to do amazing things.
Thank you.
Can we please talk about House of Dragon? Because I'm sure anyone tuning in to listen to this or watch Not Fazed with Faye is going to be like, oh my God, it's Emily Carey from House of Dragon.
I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, yeah.
For me, it was like, how did it come about and where were you and what was going on? And like, did you expect like this job, this role, this project to fall into your hands?
Oh, you never expect it. Like, of course not.
Of course not.
Like, when am I going to wake up and go, oh yeah, like I have a feeling that's coming. Like you never expect it. And in fact, I expected the opposite. Like, obviously it was so incredibly confidential when I was auditioning for it. I think I did my first tape in October of 2020.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, long time ago. And it was a really like weirdly specific tape in the sense of, for my slate, they wanted like close-ups of my eyes and my nose and like turned to the side. And it was just really strange.
It's very stylized.
This is really weird. Like, I have no idea what this is, but I don't want it. This is really weird. And then as the audition process kept going, I, through my team, we found out what it was. And it was like, oh, it's the new Game of Thrones. I was like, oh, right, well, I'm not going to get it then, am I? Like, the second you find out...
said?
Of course, the second you find out it's that, it's like, oh, well, okay, all right then.
I mean, that makes sense if I know you, and I think that we're very similar in the sense that you don't really, like, you don't go, oh, of course I'm going to get that. Like, there is a part of you that's just like, I have my own stuff going on. I've got my own insecurities, and I do believe that I'm meant to be doing what I'm doing, but I'm not too sure if it's going to be that.
Yeah, exactly.
Until it's yours, until someone says, here's a gift, take it, enjoy it, do whatever you want. You're like, it's not mine. I don't, you don't even know if you deserve it.
Yeah, imposter syndrome hits
totally
hard. But it was really strange. I went in for my final recall with the team and the showrunners, and had a really like positive experience. I had a great time in the room, and left feeling like good about it. I was like, okay, this is cool. So when the show comes out, I can be like, oh, I auditioned for that. Nice. Like, oh, we got really close to that one, guys. Like, of course, never. Yeah, literally.
I hear something on the radio and I go, did an audition for that.
Yeah, I do that consistently. But I literally got in the car, got home, got into my pajamas, was eating pasta with my mum.
Good girl.
And my agents FaceTimed me, which is really weird.
That's really weird.
Both of them on like a FaceTime, and it was like 8 p.m. I was like, this is really strange.
It's late. It's past office hours.
Yeah, it's out of hours. So I answer, and they're both just there very casually. And they're like,
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
So how did today go? I was like, oh, yeah, no, I think it went well. Like, had a great time. I did my little waffle, whatever. I was assuming that that's all they were asking for, because obviously it was quite a big... Oh, this is so cute. Sorry, they're just having a moment.
Having a moment.
I'm just letting them do their thing. Anyway, completely distracted. Sidetracked by the dogs. People who can't see the dogs are having a moment.
They love each other.
But yeah, it was just... Anyway, back to the important FaceTime call. I just assumed that they were asking how it was, because obviously it was such a big deal.
Of course.
And they just went, yeah, well, we heard it went really well because you've got an offer. And I was like, what do you mean? I left the audition room hours ago. What do you mean? And so I was just sort of in shock. And I was like, I think I'm going to go tell my mum. And they were like, yeah. So I went downstairs with them still on FaceTime. I was like, Mum, I got an offer. And she burst into tears. I'm still sort of in a state of shock. So I haven't processed it. I'm like, oh, cool, I guess. I don't really know. And I mean, it was so...
Until I see that script and the contract.
Well, even when I got the script, it was so confidential, right? So originally, this sounded so stupid. I mean, I can't say what the...
stupid on this podcast, Emily.
I can't say what the... So a lot of like very highly confidential big projects will have like a code name.
Got you.
And in case they're still using it for future seasons, I won't say what it is, but it had like a really funny code name. And my character, because I played young Alicent, was scripted as Ya, as in Y-A, but I thought it was Ya. So before I found out what it was,
of course, yes, like the posh
like before I found out that it was House of the Dragon, because of what the code name was and because of the character name Ya, I thought it was like this really cool. I don't know what I thought it was. And so then, anyway, cut to, got the scripts through and they sent me 5 episodes. And I remember emailing back the script supervisor going, oh, but it doesn't say which ones are young Alison and which one's Alison. And they were like, no, this is you. And I was like, what do you mean? 5 episodes, what do you mean? Like, no. Because I've done younger versions before and it's, you know, you walk on one day kind of vibe. Yeah. I was expecting to have like a cool cameo. Next thing I know, I have 5 scripts in my inbox, like 5 I mean, it was insane. Like crazy.
But like the best thing, like it's all you wanted to do is just like keep working, and the fact that you're doing such like a huge kind of, this is after Game of Thrones, like the pressure's on, but you have done it and it's amazing. They're doing a season 2 now.
Yeah, they are.
Like, it's incredible. I think I just kind of, I love all of like the fact that you have achieved so much, but the part of me is just like, what does a normal day feel like for you? Like, what do you do? What do you love to do? Like, what are you, just Emily chilling?
Lego.
Oh my God.
That's my go-to.
I love that.
I'm obsessed with Lego.
I was obsessed with Lego as a kid.
Well, I'm obsessed with, I'm a
You're
Lego
Lego
adult.
now.
I'm sorry, I do the 18 plus sets.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't realise.
It's actually they're really difficult. They're very technical builds a lot of the time.
And what have you currently made?
Well, I just built a typewriter, which is quite cool. Yeah, this is what I mean. We're serious Legoing over here.
Like, lockdown people were like, I have done a jigsaw.
Yeah, no.
Emily's like, I have done Star Wars. Well, land.
Land. Star Wars land. All of it.
In Lego.
What else have I built? I built the Van Gogh Starry Night, which is like a 3D painting.
I
which
need
was quite
to
cool.
see this.
I will show you pictures. Like,
okay, good.
I'm obsessed with Lego. It's just a really easy way to like disconnect, because it's not like, I mean, and when the show came out, it was quite literally inescapable, in the sense of, although it wasn't my face, the show was absolutely everywhere, which is incredible. But also, when you're wanting to like come back home and sort of forget and disconnect and just be like me, I couldn't switch on the telly because it was just there. Right. Like, when I'd switch on, like, was it Roku TV or whatever, it'd be like, have you seen House of the Dragon? I'm like, I've heard of it. Like, I don't know.
I'm a little familiar.
Yeah, so the only way I could fully disconnect, because obviously also my phone, I couldn't really go on my phone and socials and stuff, so I just sit and do Lego and listen to music, and it's
not
my favourite way to unwind.
Okay, so music, tell me, what do you love? What's your faves?
Oh, that's hard. Currently obsessed with Tyler. Have you heard Truth or Dare by Tyler?
Yeah.
So good.
That's cool. But she's way cooler than me because it's Emily Carey. Like, I'm just trying to be cool.
Stop. Stop it right now.
Yuan thinks I'm cool, and I'm like, I'm just pretending.
No, you
all
are
the
cool.
time.
I've thought you were cool since I was like 10.
Like,
I'm obsessed with you. Idolised from day one. I am everything I am now because of you. It's so true, and we know it's true. What kind of music? I mean, I still listen to a lot of musical theatre.
Do you? I love that though. So, okay, let's go back.
Okay.
Do you think you'll ever go and do a musical theatre production again?
I would love to. I mean, I don't know if I could, like, realistically now, I've had a couple empty auditions the last year or two, and it's like, if you're putting me up alongside people who've just graduated drums, like, I just don't have the stamina. Do you know what I mean?
It's just a weird,
I don't
feeling.
Dance anymore.
Okay.
I still sing, but I don't dance anymore. So I think it would have to be the right job to pull me back in. But like, dream role, and I mentioned this to my agent literally.
Tell me the dream role.
The other week.
Everyone has a dream role, by the way.
She was like, give it at least 5-6 years. I was like, oh, please now. Sally and Cabaret. I'd love to play Sally and Cabaret. That's like the goal. And I was like, surely.
But
like,
do you know
soon.
what though, Emily? You're only 20.
I am.
You're only 20. So from a wise old owl to a mini me, it's just, you just enjoy everything that is coming your way, because you have so much more to achieve. I can feel it. Like, it's gonna happen. You're already like doing so well.
Thank you.
You could do anything you wanted, and actually it gets to the point where you could actually take a break and do whatever you wanted to do. You could just go and spend a summer just doing lots of Lego.
I so could. If I didn't have rent to pay, I could do that. But also love my job as well. So like, it's like, you know, it's a 50-50 in the sense of sometimes you know, it's still a job. As much as we all love the job because it's a craft, and for like anyone who gets into this industry does it because they love it. It's impossible to be an actor if you don't love it.
I feel like if you don't love it, why are you there?
This is the thing, the amount of rejection and the long days and the weird schedule, like it's impossible to do it if you don't enjoy it. And so I do love my job so much, but it is still a job, and like it does become a day job. But that being said, I don't think I could ever take time off. Like it's really bad. But like,
So
and I
when,
know that
when
I need to learn to
ends, you're ready for the next one.
Yeah, most of the time. Well, give or take a little breathing space to sort of grieve leaving behind, like, because it becomes just your routine, seeing the same people, going to the same sort of place.
I always get a little consumed with the job.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then,
the same.
and I think it's a balancing act. Like, what is life and what is the job? And I can bring the job home. And that's still something I'm figuring out. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's just what it is. And I kind of love that. I think that's just, if you're doing the right job and you're in the right place at the right time, you're doing something and you're getting something from it as well. So why would you just be like, well, I'm just going to press pause now and I'm going to be myself. It's just like this weird blend that starts to happen. I keep talking about this because I used to, back in the day, get so consumed with it that I just didn't have much of like a life. And then it would be that I just realized that time had like frozen. And I was like, oh no, I didn't see that person and I didn't get back to that message. And I didn't go out and I didn't hang out with the people that I should have been, you know, even just having a bit of a life. And, you know, when you're saying about how you couldn't go home and switch off, that's really interesting to me because that's key to me now. Like I have to be able to just go home and be able to like unwind. Hence why I moved to the Cotswolds because everything here is very peaceful.
It is gorgeous.
And I love that you're here.
I'm
give
so happy
give
to
you a bit
be
of peace. But like it's the noise. It's just all of that going on up there.
So
like
loud.
How do you switch off? How do you obviously like I love the fact that you do let go and it's so removed, but other thing is like a really hardcore group of friends that kind of like take you out of it all. Is there someone you call? Is there like
I love my friends.
Yeah.
I love my friends.
I feel like I get that vibe from you.
Yeah.
Like the whole Instagram thing. Like I do adore that about you. You
My
can
friends
see
are my everything.
you've got loyalty.
Yeah, 100%.
It's such a beautiful like quality to have as a person. So these friends, have they been in the industry? Are they a part of the industry? Are they not in the industry? Are they just like people you've met?
Most of my friends are within the industry.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them.
But from different sides. Like
From different sides, I guess. I mean, well, you sort of, as an actor, pick up friends on every job you do. It's like such a shared little bubble of a work. Like whenever you step onto a job, it's like, okay, these are my people for however many months we're on this. And so I have so many close friends from a show I did in, God, when did we film it? Like 2019?
Oh my God. Like just before lockdown.
Just before lockdown, called Get Even, and there were like loads of us.
I did hear about that one.
Yes, it was such a special job.
Really?
Like, we all say that it was just this, like none of us really appreciated how gorgeous that job was until it was, until like years later when we look back and go, oh my God, guys, we did that job.
Guys.
They are some of my
I love
my dearest friends.
Oh.
And then funnily enough, I have a friendship group that sort of consists of other like young actors, I guess, one of whom was in The Sound of Music with us years and years ago.
Of course.
Gorgeous Amy Beth. I love them so much. And we sort of have a group. I want to name everyone, but I can't. It's like, I feel like I'm giving like an awards speech. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, shout out to, it's such a people pleaser. I'm like, what if I don't mention everyone that I know? But no, I mean, I my friends know who they are. I have, and then my right hand man, my best friend, Reese. I adore that man so much.
He kind of is there for everything through it all.
He's my ride or die. I mean, we are the same person. Like, we were born hours apart on different days, as in like, so I was born on the 30th of April and he was born on the 1st of May. And so our birth charts are the exact same. And it's really weird because like,
I love the horoscope.
Come on. Okay, come on.
Talk to me.
How weird is this? So we have the same dog, same breed of dog.
Right.
Our mums have the same star sign as well. We constantly say the same thing at the same time, and we have like really similar, I don't know how to say it without
Anyway, we have really similar like life stories. Like we've had the same stuff happen to us,
yeah, the
which
stuff.
is really weird.
No, the stuff has made you who you are.
But that stuff, but like so incredibly similar, and like little things happen the same. I'm not making any sense. Like, like for example,
Guys,
last month.
we're just gonna take a sip for Emily's
Oh my
sake.
god, please. Last month my phone
Give
broke.
her some breathing room.
Last month my phone broke. A week
No,
later,
the
his
phone broke?
His phone broke. A week later, like less than a week later.
But
So
how
like,
did the phone break?
my phone just dies. Like it just she just was
She
finished.
gave up.
She said no. and then like a
Computer
couple
says
days
no.
later, literally a couple days later, I bought a new phone and I texted my friend Reese and was like, "Oh my god, I've had no phone for 2 days. I hate it. I've had no phone for 2 days." It was like, "Shut up. My phone's just done the same thing." So weird.
So you're
Call it coincidence, but
no,
I think
you're
we're twin
soulmates.
flames. Yeah, no,
you're
literally.
twin flames for sure.
And people constantly think we're married, which we love, and he is my safety husband. But,
How old is he?
He's 20.
So you're same
Yeah,
age.
same age.
So it's not even like there was a year apart. It
No,
was literally
like,
like you're
literally-
born. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just say you get to the age of 40 and you're both not married, you marry each
We
other.
marry each other. Platonic
Have you made a
soulmates.
pact already?
Yes,
Thank
of course.
God.
But like people genuinely on Instagram consistently message me, or he gets messages on Instagram saying like, "Can't believe you're dating Emily Carey." Like it's so funny, and we laugh about
Have
it. But
you
we
been
also
packed
kind
together?
of we
It's
kind of
happened,
we
doesn't it?
stir the rumors.
Of
a little
course you
bit.
do.
Like it has to be done. It's
I mean,
just
if
so
you
funny.
didn't, it's just not fun. Like,
Well, exactly, but it's just really funny because we're both quite gay, so it's just like it doesn't make any sense. But oh, I love him so much.
oh, I
Yeah,
love that. No, the friends are everything.
everything.
Like, if there's not like your soulmate by your side who you've married to, which I have definitely been very fortunate enough to find, and he's here in the room. Hey, love you. But if you haven't got that, the next thing is the friends, because it's
Yeah.
the family that you choose, and I'm for that. I can just remember the people at our wedding, and yes, it was rather a large wedding, but everybody that was there loved Yuan, or they loved me, and they loved us together. And there was a handful of people, and I met them either before drama school or at drama school,
wow,
and they were there. And they all knew him, and they all knew our story, and they all knew me.
So
like they know me
gorgeous.
to my core. Like there's nothing I had to do. I didn't have to fake it for them. I didn't have to like pretend to be anything. I was no one. I'm still no one in their eyes. I'm just Faye, and that's enough. Like I don't have to do anything to please them. And yes, I think we're people pleasers naturally. I think every
in our
actor
blood,
is.
yeah.
I feel like, but I loved the fact that I had those people by my side, and they're still here to this day, and they are the best. Like they are definitely family. I can't say that they're friends. It's like I don't think I can get through this life, like this crazy career that I have chosen, and you understand it. And I think a lot of people out there might not understand it, but they do have an idea that it's so crazy. It's so sporadic. It's so
Hectic.
sorry, I just smacked the mic. I'm sorry, love me. But
Speaking of being a people pleaser,
I'm so sorry. It's so expensive. And if I didn't have my friends, I'm gonna have the dogs.
you have the dogs, and they love you so much.
And I think it's them like grounding me and keeping me like
Your friends or the dogs?
both.
Both, of course. Yeah.
Friends of the dog. Oh, my dogs definitely ground me. No, I think my friends. My friends keep me grounded. The dogs keep me on edge. Like, it's
So
literally
true.
just like, are you okay? Like, you can't tell me if you're all right. They are 3 now, and they were the best lockdown purchase I ever made. Can we talk about lockdown? Like, it was quite dark.
We could talk about lockdown.
Yeah, but did you work? Did you
was-
do things, or did you just like chill?
I did work. I do a lot of voice work, and just
Hello.
before. Speaking of, just before lockdown, I'd done at home dubbing thing for.
Was it a game?
No,
Oh.
it was like a dub for a foreign Netflix show, a foreign TV show, called La Révolution.
Oh,
French. She's French. I can't speak any French.
Stop it.
It's a great show. You should watch it. My voice is in it if you watch it in English. But also, the thing is, I do the dubbing stuff, but maybe this is going to stop people from hiring me. But I don't like watching things dubbed.
Nothing is going to stop anyone from hiring you because you are beautiful.
I don't like watching things dubbed. I prefer watching the original actors' voices with subtitles.
Oh no,
Anyway,
if it's out of sync, I'm like, I can't watch this.
but I do the dubbing. And I'd done this dub thing, and they'd sent me a mic, and I'd like set it up at home, and oh my god, bless my mum, we'd soundproofed our attic, or at least tried to.
Excellent. Did you
with
use that
duvets and
special?
stuff.
Oh, you actually just did it with blankets.
We ordered the stuff off of Amazon,
Yeah.
and it just didn't. It wasn't doing what it needed to do. So we improvised. But anyway, regardless, when lockdown hit, I still had the mic, and they were like, "Oh, just keep hold of it. That means that we can now do some more stuff." So my voice agents were like, "That's great. You kind of have like a home studio
Sweet.
setup kind of thing." Very amateur home studio setup.
I think everyone had an amateur situation.
We had to. It worked. So I managed to do some stuff throughout lockdown, and then I started working in the summer, which is insane.
Great.
We were one of the first productions back, actually.
Oh wow.
Which was fun, and yeah, it was a crazy production. And then
She's not going to talk anymore about
well,
that.
I mean, the thing is, if you know, you know. It was, let's say, magical, and I was ginger, and it was a lot, and
Got you.
if we don't talk about it, because every now and then someone on TikTok dredges up this film, and I just get tagged in it a million times, and then have to try and like desperately bury it again. Like, I'm proud of
With
all
what?
of my work.
A new TikTok challenge.
Yeah, good. Let me distract everyone with my cool dancing. Woo! But no, I'm proud of all of my work, but I wouldn't say that it's my best work.
You haven't even scratched the surface yet, honey. You're good.
It was a lot, but we did that, and that was great. But it was just nice to be working. And then I did my last stint on Casualty.
Oh my God,
end
can we
of
talk about
2020.
that? Like, I love the fact that you're on Casualty.
Me too.
Soap World is good. Like, anybody that hasn't done it just doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
So hard. It's so fast. You're doing how many scenes a day?
Oh my
So
days.
much.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like to the point where it's like, okay, so what's happening in this scene? Oh, I've got to channel this amount of energy, but suppress it in some way, and then cry on cue.
And cry, yeah.
And then remember all the lines as well,
Yeah.
because you don't want to be that person that goes,
Of
can we
course.
have another take? I've worked with so many people like that, and you can see the director just doing this whole eye roll of like, they don't want to do
You
that.
never want to be that guy.
You're wasting money.
Don't wanna
Like,
be that
it's
guy.
time consuming.
Yeah.
You want to be the one take wonder.
You want to be. You never are, but you
Oh
want
no,
to be.
I believe I am, but
think
I'm
you
not.
are.
I believe.
I think if anyone's the one take wonder, it's you for sure.
I want to be desperately trying to
When
be
we
perfect.
play sisters in a film, I'll see it and I'll be like, okay, Faye, show me up. 'Cause she's the one
Actually,
take wonder.
the real whole reason why Emily's here is because we want to be sisters in a film. That's
But this
why.
is literally just an advertisement to like, please cast us. Please,
Thank you.
anyone watching.
Thank you, everyone and everyone. Apple TV, thank you. I have no shame. I am not phased.
Not
because
phased.
the whole thing about bringing you on, because I not only adore you and I've watched you from afar grow and thrive and just conquer this whole industry, is that you're still you. You're still, like, when I see your little face, I'm like, it's still Emily.
I'm still the 10-year-old.
And you're still the 10-year-old. And I love
Haven't
that.
changed.
But I feel like if anyone was to really get to know me, they're going to see the same Faye. Like, Ewan can say it. Like, you're still the same girl from drama school. Like, I don't think any of us really change. And if you do, that is definitely because of where you're at in life. You don't change forever. You just change for like a certain amount of time. Whatever circumstances it is, whether it is the job at hand, the person that you're sharing your life with, the company that you keep is valid. I love that you adore your friends, and that shows everything about you and the soul that you are, because that to me is just beautiful. But like, when it comes, I think I've just lost my train of thought. Wait, it'll come back to me.
We have been jumping around. to be
I know
fair.
we
We've just
do,
been-
but I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
That's natural. You being so chill and so cool, that
It still shocks me that you think I'm chill.
What I do think you're chill.
Okay, I'll take it.
So if ever there's a moment where I think that you're going to freak out, it's only probably going to be because of the job. I don't think it's you as a person.
Interesting.
Because the job is crazy. The job is like, it's out there on social media. We're being pushed in different directions. And you have done it all. Like, you're Hollywood.
Oh, God, I don't know about that.
I know, but you are. It's fact, babe. Take it. So let it sit in for a second. Let it marinate. And then it's like, you're not phased, but you're okay.
Yeah.
And you're only 20.
Yeah.
To me, that's amazing. That you are who you are. You've done everything you could. And I know there's more to come. I know there is so much more. But right now, the person that you are and everything that you've done is just like, I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't.
That's so kind of you to
I
say.
have properly watched you grow up, and it has been amazing to see. And I'm just flattered that you're even here and you just want to hang out
joking?
and have a chat and a little bit of a drink.
A little bit of a drink. Oh, wait, hold on.
Let Emily get her drink. Okay. Oh my God, she's joking. I've killed her.
Because you're making me giggle.
You were like, you're still the weirdo from back in the day. I was like, oh yeah, things haven't changed. There probably was a time when I wasn't.
You have not aged in a decade.
I will take
Can we
it.
talk about that for a second? Because you literally, you're still in your 20s. Come
Shiny,
on. You're surely lying.
No, I'm 36.
That's mental.
Honey,
Insane.
I'm trying to keep myself as young as possible to compete with
But
the
then
likes of you.
I still think that
Oh no, we can be sisters. It's fine. I'm
We're
never going to
sisters,
compete
sisters.
with you because I adore you. I love you. This industry where it's all like
Oh, tell me about
dog eat dog, like
I hate
hating
it.
on it, like just be
Hate
nice to one another.
it. Just be nice.
Why is not what like I don't know what's been going on for the past 10 years for you. You don't know what's been going on for me. But still I could reach out to you. I could message you, "Hey, how you doing?" You could be awful to me. You could just ignore me, but you're just as nice back.
Because there's no need.
What's the no need?
It takes more energy to be horrible. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Oh my God, I feel like that's just the line of this whole interview.
It's so true though. Like
It's
it takes
draining.
It takes no energy to just be like at least polite to people. But
Like,
like
manners are everything to me.
so true. Me too.
I
Like,
don't-
there's no need to be rude. Come on.
Even if it's just a please and thank you, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you, as a person in this industry, are you enjoying it? Are you loving it? Is there, like, I know I do keep throwing them at you. It's like
mean,
curveball.
it
Emily,
really
watch
is.
out.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't know any different. This is the thing about me. Like, this is all I've ever done.
So when did you really officially become like a part of this world? Like start officially working professionally?
it depends.
Was it
whether
Shrek? Or would it?
It depends whether you count Panto. 'Cause
We
even though
definitely
Panto is
count
professional-
Panto. Honey, we're counting Panto. No one else will, but I will.
Okay, Panto. I did my first Panto when I was 6.
Which
Yeah.
Panto did you do?
Okay,
She's
okay,
like, wait,
okay,
I can't
okay.
remember.
No, because I did. I did 3 Pantos when I was 6, 7, and 8.
Oh my God.
I did Aladdin first, I think, and then the others were Snow White and Cinderella.
Aladdin was my first Panto.
I think it was Aladdin, yeah. But basically my granny
So
used to
she
be.
used to work in the theatre industry, right? She
Yes.
was like a legend.
She was she was a costume mistress in the
And
West
so
End,
you were
wardrobe
already
mistress.
just in there with her.
Well, she wasn't working on the West End when I was born.
Yeah.
She'd do local theatre. And that's how I got into Panto, because basically I just hang out and like pair socks backstage when I was like 2. And so whenever I'd watch
pairing socks.
local productions or things that go on tour or Panto or things like this, it was always a question of like, oh, when am I old enough? Like, it was never can I? It was always just that's what people do. What do you mean people play sports? Like, no, we do theatre.
This is everything.
Like, I thought that
you didn't know anything else.
No, genuinely. And it wasn't ever that I was pushed into it. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. It was just my environment. Like, my family are all in the theatre worlds in some way, shape or form. And
You grew up.
I
in
did.
it.
And my mum was a performer. She wasn't really an actor prolific, like, what's the word? She wasn't like an actor first. She was a singer / actor, dancer,
Oh,
performer. So she
wow.
kind of did it all, and she worked on cruise ships for years and years.
No way.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah, really, really cool. She's lived a million lives as my mum. But yeah, so when I was very, very tiny, they usually wouldn't let kids audition for panto until they were a bit older, sort of like at least 8. But because everyone sort of knew me as just from floating around and singing along to everything, pairing socks, it was like, oh, she can come to the audition and like, just do it and like join in.
Oh my God.
And I did it, and obviously was just itching to be there and was so excited and like did all the dances and sang all the songs.
I know
and
eager Emily face.
Yeah,
We're gonna share
yeah.
pictures later.
Oh, stop, terrifying. But like, and obviously, like, I can't know, I was quite a cute kid as well, so I feel like that helped.
Are you kidding me? You're adorable. I was like, out of everyone, I was like, beeline. She is the cutest.
Stop. I mean, I was quite cute, but I had my little like ringlets. So yeah, then I ended up doing panto. But then my first like professional was obviously Shrek. And again, that was very much like I'd said to my mum, I think this was when the Matilda soundtrack came out, and I remember listening to it and going like, those are real girls, and you're telling me they're in London, in the West End, because I grew up in the southeast, East Sussex, little town. Like London was like a day trip. You had to pack a lunch if you're going to London. Do you know what I mean? I think at that point I'd seen one West End. I think I'd seen Wicked, and that was it. So it was like, that's far away. And I remember saying like, those are real like, I want to do that. How do I do what they're doing?
Of course.
And so I went to an open audition for
An open audition.
Yeah, I think I did an open audition.
For
for
anyone who
Matilda
doesn't know that
first.
means it's a free for all. Like it's for anyone and anyone.
Literally. And children's theatre, I think it is different now. My mum's now a kids talent agent, and it is different now, and they're a lot better. And that's part of the reason why she does what she does, and she's making incredible changes. Shout out to my mum. Anyway, she's brilliant. But back in the day, that makes me sound so old. Why was I saying back in the day? Where did that
Because
come
it
from?
is back in the day.
Back in my day.
You've been in the industry for a long time.
God,
You've been in the
I
industry
hate it.
for as long as I.
That's so weird. Back in the day, they had like a height stick at the door, and so they'd turn children away sobbing at the door if they were like a centimetre too. Like it was brutal.
And you were quite small.
Brutal. So I was small, so I was all right. It was if you were slightly too tall that you'd be turned away.
Gosh.
But yeah, I did open auditions,
stress.
and then I did this open audition for Shrek, and my mum kind of thought it would be like a fun experience, and sort of
Great.
will also teach me that lots of little girls want to do this, and
that's a really
and
good
that's
lesson.
okay. And then I booked it, and then my mum had to take me to London like 3-4 times a week
And then
for
I
how
got
many
it.
months.
Oh.
And then from there, I just caught the bug, and then I managed to get myself an agent, and then like haven't stopped since. And of course, once I was in it, my mum was so incredibly
A
supportive.
fire in your belly. It's a given. Nobody has spoon fed this to you. It has been like the most natural thing. I remember meeting you. You're already professional at 10.
Oh, stop.
You were though in that room. Like we met a lot of different, personalities and people that were from whether they had parents that had really kind of encouraged them to be a part of this industry. That's a really strange thing to be because it's got to come from you. No comment. Well done.
Yeah.
But I wondered, as my final question to you,
Oh, okay.
if you could be anything else, what would it be?
Oh, okay. Can it still be something within the industry?
Sure, because I'm kind like that. But
Okay. Because I remember when I was very young, I had so many different things that I wanted to do. I was very academic growing up, very geeky, #Geek Girl. And shameless plug, what can I say? I was very, very geeky. And,
#not phased.
Well, this is... the thing is, like, when I was younger, people would always ask me, like, especially other young people would ask me, well, how do you stay on top of your schoolwork when you're working? And I'd be like, I don't know, I just want to do it, so like I do it.
Yeah.
Like I loved school. And I remember at one
Do you know
point
what? I love school. It's not a bad thing to admit.
it's a good thing.
It's
a great
admit
thing.
it. I enjoyed school.
And I was so bullied for being geeky.
Same.
And it's like, I'm sorry that I wanted to pass my GCSEs. Like,
Sorry that I wanted to
sue me.
have an
Wow.
education.
Yeah, literally.
Still learning, by the way. Still a work in progress.
But I at one point wanted to be a physicist. So like really, really random, but like was just interested in
random.
the sciences and stuff. And like at one point it was geology. And then I dropped out of school when I was 14 for a multitude of reasons, not just to work, before anyone comes at me. A multitude of reasons, partly the bullying, partly whatever. And I did continue sort of self-educating myself afterwards. And I did like film studies and that kind of thing, like A-level courses quite earlier than I was supposed to. But I don't think I could go into the sciences now, even if I wanted to. So I think realistically, if I like suddenly was told I can't do this anymore, it would still be within the industry. I'd love to direct. I'd love to produce.
Wow.
I think within the next few years, I'd love to like actually think about like executive producing something.
Wow.
I think directing is something that I want to learn a bit more about before I try and venture into that, because like in lockdown, I thought about like writing and directing my own short film or something of that nature, as most actors did. I feel like we all just went, everyone went there. I'm gonna try something else. But I can't write. Writing is not really my thing. I'm all right at writing, like on sets I've had before, like especially with Geek Girl, which was quite collaborative between a lot of our creative team. Yeah, or I'd go like, hey guys, this bit doesn't sit right with me, etc., etc. Things like, I'm playing an autistic girl and I'm autistic, and so there were certain things that didn't click, or I'd be like, hey, can we talk about this? And they'd be like, oh yeah, you can rewrite whichever bits need to be tweaked.
amazing.
Which was amazing to have that much creative freedom and support as well. And so I feel comfortable doing things like that, but as soon as I sit down to actually write, I can't.
That's natural.
Like,
if it's not been your environment, like you said,
yeah,
it's a given.
But I mean, I feel like it's such a basic actor answer to be like, oh yeah, I'd love to produce and direct. But I'd also something that I'm really interested in that I don't know much about, but I'd love to know about, is cinematography. I think it's fascinating.
I'm fascinated by it every time. Every time I watch something new that's epic, like the new Dune is about to come out, and I'm just like, the whole Oppenheimer, which is like everything blows my mind. I love that.
The way that like that light and color and can coincide with performance to like provoke an emotion. Like if you watch something and you speak of the tone of it, that's all the job of the cinematographer. Do you know what I mean? Like that's all.
You've
DOP.
actually had to do nothing.
Yeah, no, literally we do absolutely nothing.
You show up and say a few lines.
Put us in a dark room and people are like, oh, she's sad. She's sad. But I think it's really, really interesting. And yes, I'm clueless about it, but I think that would be cool to think about.
I love that.
Yeah, and to learn about.
Well, you've been a dream.
Oh, stop.
No, I'll carry on. And thank you for coming on Not Fazed.
Thank you for having me.
I love that you've been here. And yeah, I just can't wait to see what comes for you next, because the world is your oyster.
Oh, you're too kind. This has been so fun.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to watch all the other episodes of #NotFazed.
I love you. Pay you later. Thank you for listening, watching this week's episode of Not Fazed with Faye, with me, Faye Brookes, and my beautifully talented friend, Emily Carey. Such a gorgeous, kind-hearted soul inside and out. Watch out for her, because I feel like this girl has only just begun. I have to thank my team, my husband, Yuan Lewis, producer and editor, Mr. Ben Collins. Tune in next week for another episode of Not Fazed with Faye.